You guys heard of this little overlander called an 80s series Landcruiser? If you have, you know they're pretty expensive at the moment and they go for upwards of $12,000. Well, I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and I saw one for less than that and I was like, okay, maybe I can shoot them a lowball offer and they'll probably say, nah. So I shoot them my lowball offer and they get back with me today and they say, yeah, come pick it up. So we're about to go pick up the cheapest 80 series Landcruiser in the country. Go to the bank, grab some cash, grab my friend, drive my car there, pick up the Landcruiser, hope it makes it back, hope the guy's serious about it, and then, yeah. Here we are in Mississippi, 3.5 hours away from home. We got the truck. I didn't film anything at the guy's house because, I mean, who wants to be filmed with a bunch of money at their address and, you know, whatever. But I'm going to be like Doug DeMuro. And what are the quirks and features of my 1994 Toyota Land Cruiser? Number one, beautiful dent. Number two, Bondo. Number three, paint, chips, normal, whatever. Number three, mismatched tires. General, cosmetic, whatever. Open her up. Next, you have to hot wire it. Full of cigarette butts and vape and all that jazz. No jump seats, that's whatever. Sunroof does not work, but you can slide it back. Yeah. Now I get to tell you guys how much I bought it for. I bought it for $4,200. Now it's time to drive it home. Fire this baby up. And skedaddle. I'll see you guys in 3.5 hours. So I had to drive it home about 4 hours, okay? Driving it home and I make it 9 miles to my house. 9 miles. And then I hear, and then engine temp skyrockets. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, well, crap. I called my buddy who went down there with me so I could drive the Land Cruiser back, and he drove my little car. And I'm like, dude, I just broke down. And he's like, okay, I'll pull over, I'll find you. So he finds me, we come back to my house, we get my F-150, hook it up, and take it home. 9 miles to my house. For real? Like, come on. So that's already strike one for me with the Land Cruisers. But to be fair, it is half the price of the usual cheapest Land Cruiser. We're gonna upgrade it a little bit. We're gonna add like suspension, tires. We're gonna obviously fix whatever that was and the hot wire issue, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll take you guys along for the ride, and yeah, we'll get right into it. Okay, so we're underneath the engine bay, and the first thing I notice is it's wet, but the second thing I notice is it looks like the serpentine belt is off and shredded. So that's issue number one. And issue number two is I have to use an old boat oar to keep my hood up. So I'm either gonna take the hood off or get new struts. Most likely I'm gonna take the hood off. taking this cover off, I believe I have found the issue. Look in there. That ain't supposed to be like that. Okay, so this is the hose I just took off, and it's broken right there. I think it's so close to the end that I'm just gonna cut it right there and just see if it fits back on, because I am not really wanting to spend the time nor the money to just go get a new one if this one is, I guess, okay if I just cut it, you know. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I cut it off. That's the cleanest cut I'm gonna get with a pocket knife and a line. All right, so I got our hose cut and reattached. Now I'm gonna take the radiator off and see if I can mess around with the belts. Okay, so I've already almost killed myself twice. Once with the bumper and once taking the radiator out. So I'm just gonna take the hood off and set it in my garage. Okay, much better. I'm not fearing for my life anymore. Then go back to taking off the radiator. I have to take the shroud off, so I have to take the fan clutch off. Okay, I've removed the fan clutch and the fan shroud and the fan. But if we come down here, this belt is stuck in here. So I'm gonna loosen this, and I'm gonna have to take this belt off because it's upside down. Okay, so these are the belts I pulled off the Landcruiser. Obviously, these are not gonna cut it. And since I'm already taking off most of the hoses for the radiator, I think I'm just gonna buy a brand new aftermarket radiator, because this one, it's a little dirty inside. Doesn't look like it's been taken real great care of. So I'll clean the cooling system out and I'll buy a new radiator. And we'll slap that in with the new belts and it should be good to go. After, this was actually a transmission cooling hose that had transmission fluid in it. That's what burst. So now my transmission fluid, which is back here, is non-existent. Gotta buy transmission fluid, a new radiator, 3 new belts, I'm pretty sure. I never actually saw how many belts were on there. I'm gonna have to look at the manual, which is, yeah. Anyways, I'll get back with you when I have the parts. Transmission fluid, picked up 2 new belts from O'Reilly's, just gonna slap those in there. Boom, I put the belts on. I also put the fan shroud on and the fan clutch with the fan, because the pulley has to go on over this. Okay. Also, the transmission fluid, I have it open right here. I got burnt, so that's why this is telling me. Anyways, filling this up, wait until it's full. Yeah, I connected all the hoses to the radiator, bolted the radiator up. It's good to go. All that's left is for me to finish filling up the transmission fluid, fill it up with radiator fluid, start it up, and see what happens. So I was taking out the radiator cap and the seal broke off. So I'm on my way to O'Reilly's to get a brand new one. So got the fresh radiator cap. There is coolant in it. Looking good. Hooked the battery up, transmission fluid is good, so we're gonna get in it. Everything's going good, so far at least. Belts are good. Nothing's wobbling. Sounds all right. All right, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes and it's doing all right. Seems to have maybe an exhaust leak, maybe, and also a small misfire at low RPMs. But otherwise, it's working good. It's nice. I'm not taking it on a very long drive at all. We're genuinely just going down this part of my driveway onto the road. And back. Now we check everything. Okay, all right. It's not bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive it a little bit more than that, and I'll get right back. Made it this far in the video, might as well like and subscribe. Also, this is my first like actual YouTube video. I had one posted before. It was just me high jumping in high school. But if you have made it this far, like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how I'm doing. Let me know what I can do differently. I'm also gonna have an email linked at the bottom in the description, so that so you guys can send me emails. I actually want pictures of your cars and like a build list or whatever, so I can judge them and put them in a ranking. Probably next video. Car content just takes a while to film, and I want to put something out sooner than that. So yeah, if you guys could send me emails and stuff, that'd be nice. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to go head over to Ozark Landcruisers. They are the best in the business from around where I am, and they specify in mainly Landcruisers, and they branch out to other Toyota, like 4Runner, RAV4, things like that. But they are the professionals with the Landcruisers, especially they love the 80 series. They have all the way from the FJ40s to up to some of the brand new ones. Anyways, we're gonna head there, and I'll get back with you when we're done. Okay, so I'm driving the Landcruiser, and the first thing that's wrong with it is this. There is a ton of play in the steering wheel, and I can just do this and I just continue going straight. The second thing is obviously the ignition, that I have to hotwire it. That's no bueno. I think I'm just gonna get like an actual button and a switch to make the wires continuously touch, and a button for the starter to start it. So that'll be cool. So the next thing I'm gonna do is not maybe the radiator, but I got the hood put on anyways. So I have to do the radiator, the steering, and the suspension. Those are my next three things. The next immediate thing, I think, is going to be figuring out what is wrong with the steering, because this is ridiculous. So I'll fix the steering, and if it's close to suspension parts and like other steering, like sway bars and things like that, I'll switch those out too. So that's my that'll be next video. Anyways, so I'm on my way back from Ozark Landcruisers, and what they said was I got a decently clean truck. There's no rust on the inside or underneath or anything. They told me like classic rust spots in the back and stuff. What they also said was I had a vacuum leak, which was that misfire you guys heard, and so I just got a hose clamp and clamped up where I saw the vacuum leak occur from, because I just wiggled a few hoses. But they told me a trick to find out exactly where vacuum leaks are. It is spray brake clean onto all the vacuum lines, and if your RPM goes up, that's where a vacuum leak is. They also said I had a bunch of bushings in the steering stuff that are ready to be replaced, and they said a lot of hoses in the engine are old and are ready to be replaced. But that's just, you know, the hoses are, whenever the hose breaks, I'll replace it. I'm not taking this across country or anything. I'll always be fairly close to home, so it's no big deal. I can always just tow it home. So I'm back from Ozark Landcruisers, and you heard me talking about next we're gonna do the steering and maybe suspension and all that jazz. But honestly, maybe I'm thinking about, just to get a video out quick, doing wheels and tires. That'll just make it look good pretty fast. That's about it for this. We just got it back running, and next time I'll have to get a video out sooner than the wheels and tires because I have no money. But it's a good truck. We'll keep showing you new stuff about it, and I'll get back with you. P.S. This is my friend's 4Runner, Toyota 4Runner. He's selling it right now for $5,000. If you guys want it, send me an email at the email that's in the description. He will only take $5,000 for it. If you want to offer him more, he'll take more. But these are the pictures of it, and yeah, if you want to pay that for it, it's available. Just let me know.